Welcome back to episode 4. I was trying to decide what I wanted to do for this episode, whether I wanted to work on my basement or the observatory, and I think I've decided that I am going to build the observatory this episode. I also might continue to work on my base a bit, just because there are some unfinished things, but we don't need to worry about that. We need to build the observatory, guys. I want it to be like a dome shape, like a very round. I can't build circles. And then also like the telescope part, because telescopes are like circles. They're like what's the word? Cylinders. They're like cylinders, but then they kind of like flare out at the top. I need to... Do I have amethyst? No. I was gonna make... I'll put it up on the screen. The Minecraft like telescope, I kind of want it to like resemble that a little bit, just like bigger, obviously. And I'll make it like here. Well, I want it to be like a circle. I want it to be like pretty big with like a dome on top. And the dome kind of like opens up and then the telescope's pointing out. But yeah, that's I think what I'm going to be doing this episode. I actually have a plan for this episode, so hopefully I'll get it done slightly quicker than last episode. But yeah, we're gonna be building the observatory today. But yeah, that's the episode idea. I think it'll be a good build, hopefully, if I can build it good. But yeah, let's get on to the video, guys, and then the intro, and then I'll do an intro. Intro time. Okay, I finished the observatory. I built it. I made a circle with what edit, but I made a circle and it looks like an observatory. It's not here right now, obviously. I've been gathering some materials somewhere here. I did get kind of distracted and forgot that I needed to record that. I haven't got all the materials. I still need more. It's just a lot of the same materials. And almost 5 stacks of beehives. And, I kinda wasn't thinking when I was making it, and I just thought, oh, this is such a bee nest. That's such a cool block, you know? Because, like, look. This side is so cool. It's like grey on the bottom, and then it's like really yellow at the top, and it's like such a cool, nice looking block. And I decided to put 74 of them into my observatory. So this is how many I've got so far. I need to rehome all these bees somewhere. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those. I just need to gather the materials. It's just so annoying because I just picked the most annoying materials to gather. Like, I still need like 50 more, or like, what was it? It was like 30 more blocks of raw gold. And I've just been going to like mesas, because I don't know if this is true, but for some reason it's in my mind that mesas spawn more gold than other places. I don't know if that's true or not. I think that's true. It sounded true in my mind when I thought of it, so, you know. I got a bunch of copper from a trial chamber. I just went to a trial chamber and started stealing all the copper from it. Because the roof, I'll talk about it once I've actually built the thing, you know. You'll see the time lapse of me building the thing. I don't know if I'll do a time-lapse of me gathering anything, because I've kind of gathered. I kind of have most of what I need, really. Definitely not all, but, you know. But yeah, you'll see in the time-lapse, you'll see afterwards. I'll talk about it, but the roof, is just gonna be plain copper for now, just like that roof, just because I couldn't be bothered texturing it. It's just because most of the texturing blocks that like work with this kind of like oxidized copper it's all like the ocean temple blocks, like the dark prismarine and the prismarine, and I really don't want to go to a temple right now and mine all that. That's the update, guys. I think the next clip should probably be a time lapse of me building the observatory, so you should see that in 3, 2, 1. Alright, this is the time lapse. I'm here also. I'm currently just building up the walls, as you can see, obviously. I'm kind of struggling with light matter, as you'll see slightly later in the time lapse. I was struggling with this because with Lightmatica there's a setting you can use to place the blocks automatically, which is really useful, except for the fact that I needed to place all these blocks in a specific way, otherwise it looked weird because they're logs and they kind of face which way you're pointing. So I was kind of struggling with this, and also the fact that apparently my brain cannot comprehend that there are blocks there that don't exist. So I just kind of kept trying to like walk on the Lightmatica blocks that didn't exist, that were in the like schematic thing. And then I'm turning on all the lamps that I have here, just slowly building it up. One by one layer at a time. And then the gold. I needed so much gold for this build, and it all needed to be raw gold. So I couldn't like go to the nether and just get a bunch of gold, because that gold turns into gold nuggets, which turns into ingots. So I specifically needed to go mining for raw gold. And then I'm building the floor made out of beehives, honey bee. Yeah, and then the sculpt, because it kind of looks cool. It's like glowing. You can see it a lot better in the time lapse, actually. I think I do mention it in the video later, but you can see it a lot better in the time lapse. That it's like kind of glowing as like a little glowing animation, and I thought that kind of looked cool. Kind of looked like stars, so fits with the observatory vibe. And then I started building the roof. It was really awkward to build the roof because first off, I built the roof originally out of unwaxed oxidized copper because I thought, oh, it's already fully oxidized. I don't need it to be waxed. But then the copper that I got was from a trial chamber, so it was all already waxed. So I had to go unwax all of the copper before placing it. Because if I didn't do that, I'd have to place it all manually, and that's just such a painful thing to do when you've already built it and you know there's an easier way to do it. Alright, well, you would have seen the time lapse. I've just stopped it here for a second because I realized I don't actually have enough copper for the roof. I thought I did. I had like 8 stacks of waxed oxidized copper, and I thought I had enough, but I very clearly don't. And I don't really want to put this down and just wait for it to oxidize, because it took so long for my roof to oxidize. I didn't think it'd take that long. And also, I'm just realizing now the poor ring of beehive blocks that I put down. It doesn't look great. It doesn't look great without the beehives, but I still do only have like 7 beehives, I think. How many beehives do I got? 6. Yeah, so I need to find a block to replace that, and I also need to go gather more copper apparently. Sorry, I need to stop the time lapse there. I mean, I probably could have just cut it and then gone and gathered the materials and then continued it without saying anything, and no one would have noticed. But yeah, this is so far my observatory. You were watching the time lapse of a second ago, so I don't have to say that. I hope you know it's an observatory. I've been saying that the entire video, I think. So, but yeah, I need to go gather more blocks, I guess. And I'm back, and we're building the roof. And I had to unwork the copper again, and I'm building the roof. And this side of the roof was really awkward because I was experimenting with slightly less oxidized copper, so but that didn't end up looking good, so I just kind of made it all normal oxidized copper, but that meant I did have to place it like manually and not just use the Lightmatic easy place, which is fine, I guess. It's kind of cheating, I guess, but whatever. And then I'm placing a bunch of trapdoors. I don't know why I couldn't just like place the trapdoors and the middle row at the same time. I think I just hadn't decided what block I wanted to use in the middle layer. But as you can see, I end up deciding, and that is just bamboo blocks. I think I also mentioned it in the video. But yeah, it's the closest to beehives, I guess. If you squint your eyes and back away and then squint your eyes again and then squint them until they're fully closed, it kind of looks like beehives. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. And for some reason I struggled with a staircase, which probably would have taken me about 20 seconds if I hadn't have been using Lightmatica. So I don't know what my problem with that is. Yeah, just kept falling off the staircase. This is really embarrassing to watch back, actually. And then I start placing the second layer. Again, I say in the video, but I didn't put anything up there just for now, just because I couldn't really decide on something to put up there. So, yeah, I don't know. Drop your suggestions in the comments below of what I should put up there. And then I'm building out the center base, which is, I guess it's kind of where the telescope sits. Not really. Kinda, not really. It's where I sit, so same thing. And then I'm finally building up the main part of the observatory. The whole reason the observatory exists is for the telescope. And I also used a bunch of gold blocks for this because I say it, but I wanted to make it look like the Minecraft spyglass. And that's like a very gold looking item, so I used a lot of gold. I think it looks nice. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm just building up the spyglass. Kind of struggling to build the spyglass because I'm stupid. Alright, I do believe that is the observatory done. And there's scaffolding here. Wow, it's so great from this angle. Yes, I think it looks cool. And then obviously the telescope. I think it looks cool. I mean, it's probably not the best telescope in Minecraft that's ever been made. I think it's pretty good though. Looking out to the stars. Yeah, it's modeled after. I still don't have the Minecraft telescope thing. But it is, I did realize, like, after I decided I wanted to, like, have it poking out, the real observatories have the telescope inside the observatory, and then they just kind of, like, open the roof and point it outwards. I don't know why I didn't know that before, but, you know, I think mine looks a lot cooler than that, personally. Yeah, I needed so much gold for this. So much raw gold specifically. I couldn't make a gold farm because I needed raw gold specifically. I wasn't sure if I wanted the door over here or over there. but yeah, I've just put it here because that's just how I originally had it. Also got a lot of empty chests, and I get to sort all that and put scope down because it's kind of glowy and it's like a void, and it's kind of looks like stars, so I thought it was cool. Ignoring the giant gaping fish tank in the middle. I don't know if I want to put fish in it really. Yeah, I do need to fill that with water at some point, or I can just leave it as a cage. But yeah, and this is where I look in the telescope. This is like a knob where you spin it and the telescope focuses or unfocuses, and this is my chair. And I sit here and I look at the telescope and I can see everything. Yeah, I didn't put anything up here just because I already have plenty of chests, and I don't know what I'd want to put up here. I think it's pretty cool. Obviously, I think I already said this. I can't. I had to replace all the beehives that were around here with just bamboo for now because I don't have enough beehives, and I need to rehome all these bees in the beehives. But yeah, that's my observatory done, I think, for the most part. I do want to change it up a little, I just don't know how yet. This is all supposed to be like slightly oxidized. I just didn't want to wait around for it to oxidize like that. That oxidation, most of this stuff is supposed to be that oxidation, but I just didn't want to wait around for it to oxidize, so it's just currently looking like this. But yeah, that's my observatory / storage room done, and I can finally stop using this monstrosity where it's all just these ones are all just full, and then these are all full, and it's tragic. But anyway, yes, drop a comment in the comments below specifically telling me how cool my observatory is, and if you don't like my observatory you can leave. Yeah, I did realize while making this that the light pollution probably isn't great, considering there's just like lights on the outside of it. I don't think they're supposed to have that. And then also just torches everywhere. It's horrible. The light pollution here is horrible. But yeah, that's my observatory, guys. I'm observing the stars. I can't observe them right now because I would go blind, probably. Probably not, the sun's over there. Slightly blind for like 3 seconds. Actually, I wanna expand this a bit just so it's a bit like cleaner walking from there to there. I also need to kind of move my garden somewhere. And also my cows. My current food situation is just killing all of Alex's cows. So yeah, these are my cows because I had my cows there. Why is there beef there? Did I drop that? Anyway, yeah, I had to I moved all my cows from like here because they were annoying over here, but then my observatory's here. Maybe I could just put them all in there and then just put a hatch at the top, and I can go in and slaughter them. Probably not. But yeah, my observatory, guys. I hope you like it. It's been a month. To be specific, I may or may not have forgot about this video for a month, and it may or may not have been sitting in Premiere for a month. I realize now that I forgot to say goodbye in the video. I kind of mention that I'm gonna say goodbye, but then I don't actually end up saying goodbye. So that's kind of what this is. This is how it's changed in a month. There's a bunch of shulkers lying around everywhere. There's this guy, and I've organized everything. I've put, oops, I put a bunch of organized labels down. Diamonds there's no diamonds in here. There were diamonds in here when I put the diamond down. That I didn't remember that existed. Mob loot, bone blocks, bones, food. Yeah. The organization is pretty much in my head because that's how I organize things. And no one else will really understand or fully understand how this works except me. I also got, oh my, what the, why can I do that? Were you always able to do this? Okay. I also got continuity back, which I didn't have last time because we updated the server, finally, after like months. I got continuity back, so it doesn't look bad anymore. Nothing else has really changed. Is that guy now? This still isn't fully oxidized because of course it isn't. And there's a chicken there for some reason. But yeah, not much has changed. I mostly was building farms in that time, but I couldn't be bothered to build my own farm, so I was just copying tutorials, and I don't think that's very interesting content. Me just watching a tutorial, pausing it, and then doing what they did in the tutorial, and then unpausing it. Yeah. But yeah, as I said, this is the end of the episode. Goodbye.